Evening people, evening, welcome back to the channel. A little discombobulated tonight, but nothing too dramatic we've got to worry about. Just no points to show you, but I have got them to read out somewhere. Here we go. So we are round 3 tonight, Tokyo South counterclockwise. Tricky track, it's concrete and steel, no runoff anywhere on this circuit. So it's a little bit tricky, they've got to keep it out of the walls. You don't want to be slowing yourself down either around these turns, dragging it through the walls. So what do I need to turn off? I need to turn that off. Okay, so you've got to use 3 different cars throughout the season, but you're only allowed to use each car twice. If you use that car or any of the cars any more than twice, you pick up a 20 point deduction, and 2 compounds of tyre have got to be used throughout each race tonight. If not, there's an in-game penalty. I don't know what that is. So it's a 5-minute qualifier. We are in the 2016 GR2. So we've got the Nissan GTR, we've got the Subaru, and we've got the NSX. And they're your choice of cars. So we have a 5-minute qualifier, and then we follow that up with a 50-minute endurance race. And again, they have to swap compounds at some point throughout the night. So keep that in mind. Stickers still available, people. Hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of those. If not, don't, I suppose. Evening. How we doing? Let me turn that game sound on early so I don't forget. Let's read some points out as well while we're here. So it is Mockin Weeks currently leading the championship. He's got himself 35 points. Obi-Wan is in second with 30 points. We've got Mart, DIA 3SP Mart in third with 27 points. P1 Pilgrim in fourth with 25 points. Fifth is It's Hoggy with 23 points. Sixth is P1 Dylan with 22 points. Seventh is Manny with 19 points. Eighth is Dazzler with 16 points. Ninth is Apache with 11 points. And then we've got Dizzy in 10th, Skippy in 11th, and HKRT Kevin in 12th, but no points for any of those drivers at the minute. So I don't think they've raced yet this season. So we're just around the corner from 5 minutes of qualifying, and then we crack on with this 50-minute race. Be interesting to see what tyres people have got on tonight. Okay, flips on with Mar, who's got the racing softs on, but I can imagine everyone's going to keep the softs on for qualifying. Got to be the best livery, that one. It's Hoggy in the GTR as well. Another GTR for Dazzler. Oh. Subaru, it's a bit misty down there, isn't it? It's the Lexus, apologies. Is it the Lexus, not the Subaru? Or am I getting that wrong? It must be, because Apache's in a Lexus as well. Be interesting to know what's the quicker car. NSX for Obi, Lexus again for Pilgrim, and Nissan GTR for Mockin. See if we can get a look at Dylan's livery, if it doesn't go a bit crackers because it's a bit too close to the wall. Like that. Tell your mates, tell your mum on the bonnet, that's what we want to see. Dark Smoker on the windscreen, awesome. And a half a second penalty he's got to lose somewhere. Difficult to look at liveries at this particular circuit because it likes to do that look. I'm not doing that, that's just what the camera decides it's going to do when they get a little bit closer to the edge of the track. It forgets that it's a camera and, you know, it's not part of the car. Okay, qualifying just about to start. Then 5 minutes here at Tokyo. So pit entrance is a tricky one. It's halfway around this circuit. When he's not the first one out. It's Obi out first. So you might see one or two drivers going a little bit slow on this out lap just to preserve their tyres. They're going to see a 2 or 3 laps. What are they? 141s I think I saw lap times. So maybe a stop in the pits for a quick change of tyres just to try and increase those lap times. We'll see. Through the shipping containers, tricky. Yeah, Obi's slowing down, like he's letting Pilgrim go through. So fast section. Full tilt all the way down here. Opportunities to overtake if you're brave enough to get next to a driver as it sweeps through these lefts and rights. Hairpin right and pit entrance coming up. And there's pit entrance and pit exit just there. Through the S's. Some good speed through there. This one's a little bit tricky, quite easy to run it out wide. Yeah, just catch the wall as Obi's done there, unfortunately. Okay, time's coming in then. It's Dylan up front at the minute, 141.1. Martin second with a 142. Oh, that's not what I was meant to be doing. Dylan with a 141.1 then. Mocking Weeks just slots himself into second with a 141.6. He's just come in for fresh tyres. Mark third with a 142.4. Pilgrim fourth with a 142.7. Dazzler fifth with a 143. Apache with a 143.5. Just a couple of tenths slower than Dazzler at the minute. Obi-Wan 144. No lap time set yet. Same for It's Hoggy. How come you boys haven't put a lap time in yet? Half a second quicker than anybody else at the minute, Dylan. So drivers are throwing themselves in the pits to get those fresh tyres. Won't make masses of difference, but they're obviously always going to be better than a slightly worn set. Mark leaves, Pilgrim follows him out then, fresh set of tyres on for the pair of them. let's do a lap with Apache then. Crossing the line on this start-finish straight. Into this left-hander, carry a fair amount of speed through that. Again, just got to keep it out of that wall on the exit. Push it all the way down the hill, through the little left, heading into the shipping containers. Hard on the brakes into this double right-handed hairpin. Easy to get this one wrong as well. Just keeps going round. You've got to throw all the weight back the other way. Just try and keep it out of that wall as well. Over to the left, fast right-hander. And then onto this long push down towards the pit entrance again. A little clip of the wall through there for Apache. Full tilt, 179, 180, just hits 180 before he has to stick the brakes on into this hairpin. Back up the hill, into the S's. Not looking bad. It's a tricky one, this last corner. Just scrapes a bit of paint off. Just following across the line. What's he going to do? 142.7, then he stays there. So that is qualifying over, and it is Mart on pole for the time being. Dylan's finished, he can't go any quicker, so has to settle for second. Looking weak, still out on track though. Can he retake second, potentially first? What's it going to be for Mockin? Up towards the line then. Mockin stays third, so it is Mart on pole, Dylan second, Mockin third, Obi-Wan in fourth. We don't get to see full results there, but we do here. There is Mart on that top spot then. Dylan second, Mockin Weeks third, Obi-Wan fourth, it's Hoggy fifth, Pilgrim sixth, Apache seventh, Dazzler in eighth, and Manny gets a page to himself in ninth. So a couple of minutes wait before we crack on with the race. Give the guys a little bit of time to get drinks and get themselves set up before this 50-minute endurance. So not the longest of laps. And again, easy to make mistakes here, especially early on when the drivers are close together. A little bit of late braking or trying to go for an overtake where it's a tiny bit too tight can end up with both of you in the wall. Hopefully it's all clean. Never can tell though. Dylan and Mark just missing out on sub 141s there. Very close between the two of them. So we wait. Again, what tyres are going to people going to put on? I can't see people doing softs. I think they're going to get absolutely destroyed here very quickly. What are the settings? Times 4 for tyre wear, yeah, and times 2 for fuel. Times 4 is going to hurt those tyres here. You might see drivers opt for a set of softs, but they won't keep them on for long, and then they'll ditch them and probably go mediums. That seems to have been the format so far, although one or two drivers have opted to go for the hard tyre and go for a long stint. Ooh, tired. Obi then giving us the good look, have a clean race. That tells me we're ready to go. No rain on the map. Here we go then. Lights go red. Good start. Dylan gets a little bit of a better start, but Mark does get the power down in the end. He picks up that traction. Starts pulling away through turn one. Oh, Dylan's into the wall already. A couple of drivers actually clapping that turn one exit. Dylan though still in the slipstream, picking up a bit of a toe up this straight towards the shipping containers. Dylan going a little bit wider than Mark through there. Does it benefit him? No, not really. So it is Mark leading then. Dylan stuck right with him. The pair of them have pulled a bit of a gap over Obi-Wan. He's sitting in third. It's Hoggy in fourth. Mocking Wheat's going for a move on him already though. Takes that position back into fourth. He goes. It's Hoggy fifth. Manny in sixth as we go underground. Apache seventh. Dazzler eighth. Pilgrim. No! Pilgrim's got the shipping containers all wrong. There's no inputs going on from him. Okay, through the hairpin. Medium tyres on for the first two drivers. Medium tyres on for Obi in third. Mediums on for Mockin. Mediums on for It's Hoggy. Mediums on for Manny. Mediums on for Apache. Hards on for Dazzler. And the softs for Pilgrim. Wow. Oh. It's caught him out again. Mark's still leading. He's opened that gap up between himself and Dylan a tiny bit, but he is still within that slipstream range, so he'll be able to bring that time back down. Battle's still happening here for third. Mocking Weeks under pressure from It's Hoggy. Oh, sorry, it's Obi-Wan, apologies. Mocking Weeks really pushed in the GTR then. Gets himself past It's Hoggy, and has a go at Obi. Obi having a little look back at him though, heading into the shipping containers. Mocking Weeks goes defensive into this one. Obi sneaking one up the inside. Gets that position. Good bit of driving between those two. These two still locked bumper to bumper. Dylan just taking a little bit more paint off the side of that Nissan. Slows him down a little bit. Almost falls out of that slipstream range. He does fall out of the slipstream range. Can Mark take advantage of that now? Dylan will be really pushing now, trying to pull that time back. If he doesn't get the toe, he's going to slowly but surely fall into Obi-Wan and Mocking Weeks. Oh, a little bit sideways out of there as well. Slows him down a tiny bit more. Mark's pulling away a tenth at a time here. It's a hundredth at a time really, but 1.4 seconds ahead then in the NSX for Mark. Oh, a little clip of the wall through there. Dylan's just done the same thing though, so neither driver gaining. Obi-Wan third, pulled a bit of a gap over Mocking Weeks now, so Mocking Weeks has been in the wall. He's picked up a little bit of front end damage. It will repair itself, but slow him down for a corner or two. It's Hoggy and Manny still pretty close as well. Apache's not too far off the back of them. Dazzler's not too far off the back of them either, and poor Pilgrim, God knows what happened to him, 57 seconds down. He was pretty much parked up at the shipping containers for a few seconds. Okay, Mark pulling out the big gap now, 1.7 seconds over Dylan. Tiny bit of wear starting to show on the medium tyres. Obi-Wan actually closing up on Dylan here as well, just within slipstream range. Won't be gaining too much down here, gain a little bit. Twists and turns don't help. Mark through the hairpin, then Dylan follows him through. Obi slams the brakes on. Whoa, Dylan's lit the rears up. Slowed him down a little bit again, brings Obi a tiny bit closer, allows Mark to escape a little bit further. So fast through there. Putting the power down as well through those turns. Again, the GR2's reacting a little bit better if you've got the throttle down and a bit of air blowing over that aero. Falls a little bit further back now though, not quite as quick as Dylan through that section. Mocking Weeks repaired, can get back up to full race pace, but he's 2.6 seconds behind Obi now. Still got 2.1 over It's Hoggy. He's got his own issues with a Manny filling his rear view mirror. Does he go for it? No, backs out before the shipping containers. Takes a slightly tighter line though. Doesn't benefit him on the exit. Apache falls out of that fight a little bit, 2.2 seconds behind. Dazzler another 2.2 seconds behind him. And yeah, poor Pilgrim is made up 3 seconds, but still 54 seconds behind Dazzler. Okay, a little mistake from Mark by the looks of it. That gap down to 0.9 of a second again. Dylan just about picking up a slipstream. Top 3 then, starting to pull away a little bit. Mocking Weeks nearly 3 seconds behind Obi now. Oh, just clips the wall on the way into this turn. Oh, It's Hoggy, gets it all wrong. He's got front end damage, his indicators on as well. Dazzler goes through, Apache goes through. It's Hoggy, got his work cut out then to regain those positions. Pilgrim falls a little bit further back, 58 seconds behind now. So all that hard work for Mark then, gone in an instant. It's down to 0.8 of a second, and Obi-Wan now has a toe off of Dylan. .5 between the top 3. On board with race leader then. Squeezes that gap open a tiny bit again, enough to drop the toe for Dylan. Again, Dylan's got his own problems. He's got a mirror full of Obi-Wan. Can he do it again here then, Mark? 1.4 seconds. He is pulling more time. Starting to claw that time back down though. See, it's yo-yoing backwards and forwards a little bit. Still, oof, very close together. Obi just clipping the wall. Weeks trying to get himself back involved in this fight as well, so he's got that gap down from almost 3 seconds back down to just under 2. He is starting to bring that time back down on Obi. Could end up being a 4-way fight for the lead here. Manny out on his own at the minute, 6 seconds behind the top 4. He's 3 seconds ahead of Apache. There is Apache. Almost 3 seconds ahead of Dazzler as well. It's Hoggy trying to get himself back up the field after getting that final corner wrong. Currently in 8th, 1.4 seconds behind Dazzler. Pilgrim not making headway on anybody. He's 1 minute 18 behind race leader. He's a full minute behind It's Hoggy. Top 3 as they were. Mockin still not managed to quite get this time down enough. No slipstream for him, unfortunately. Full tilt down this straight, hard on the brakes then into these right-handers. Into 3rd gear, doesn't want to light those tyres up on the exit of that corner. Brings that time down between himself and Obi down to 1.2. He's definitely getting quicker. So the race is on at the front again. Dylan well within slipstream range, 0.3 of a second, heading down towards this hairpin underneath. Nobody opting for pit stop just yet. Look how close Dylan is. Mark gets a little bit squirrely out of there. Now do we see Dylan go for an overtake down the start-finish straight? Might be a tad slower than Mark through there. Mark carrying good speed. Keeps it out of the wall as well. He's making up a lot of time on Dylan in that section. It was 0.3 before they hit the S's. It's 0.8 on the exit. So the race is on for 3rd and 4th now. Mocking Weeks has got himself within slipstream range of Obi. These two have fallen a little bit too far back from Dylan to pick up a slipstream from him. A bit deep there for Mockin. He's lost a tiny bit of time to Obi. All closing back up. 2.7 seconds between the top 4 then. So Mart finding fast sections here. He's losing a bit of time in certain sections, but gaining time in a lot of the sort of twisty turny areas. Got that NSX set up just right then. Everybody trying to keep it out of that Armaco on the exit. They are all getting a bit close. Still 2.3 between the top 4, but visibly closer on track. Obi getting a little bit closer. Mockin still pushing. Pretty much everyone getting a slipstream down there. Mockinweek's carrying good speed through. He's going to pick up a tow. Not quite as he comes into the shipping containers. So Manny not quite all on his own at the minute in 5th. He has got Apache closing back up on him. It was 1.8, it's just stretched to 2.2, 2.3 on the exit of the shipping containers. Oof. It's Hoggy, claps into the wall on the exit, but he has managed to find his way back past Dazzler. Pilgrim just losing more and more time here. He's way out of sync with everybody else. Into the pits he comes. These boys actually just overtaking him now. Pilgrim on the exit of the pits. Almost gets tangled up with the top 4. Tyres as he opted to stick on. Oh, he's last. Oh, what? You went in the pits, Pil. You didn't take on board fuel or tyres. What on earth is going on? Okay, race still on at the front then. Obi-Wan going for the move on. Dylan gets it done. Oh, into the wall he goes though. Oh, and bounces off the other wall as well. Slows him right down. Dylan retakes that position. Mockinweeks comes through. Obi drops to 4th. Big damage on that car now. Needs to pick up a tow. Needs that thing to repair itself ASAP as well before he loses these 3. Now, when are they going to pit? Who's going to be the first man in? Obviously, they've just seen Pilgrim exiting. Medium tyres starting to show a fair amount of wear on them, front left specifically. They are all running out of fuel as well. Oh no, Obi, have you been into the wall again? I think he has, because it was bumper and both front wheels, and that repaired itself, and then he had bumper and just one front wheel. Repaired now though, he can try and get this car back up to race pace. Decides to come in the pits, gets rid of those tyres. So Mart did have a 2-second lead last time I checked. That has fallen to 1.4. A few drivers opting to come in the pits then now. What's going to be the catalyst for the top 3? They're going to have to come in, I think, either the end of this lap or the next one. They're pretty much all going to be out of fuel. I would say the end of this lap, actually. Through the shipping containers they go. Cleanly for all 3 of them. So through that right hand, a little scrape of the wall there for Mockin. Slows him down a tiny bit in the chase for Dylan in front. I can imagine all 3 of these drivers are going to opt for a pit stop this lap. We'll see though. Yes, pit for Mar, pit for Dylan, pit for Mockin. So Apache, next man on track. Obi coming in the pits early. Also comes in the pits, followed by Pilgrim, who does decide he's going to stick some tyres on this time, I hope. Dazzler coming in the pits as well. So where's Obi going to slot into this one? He He's gone for the racing hards for the second stint. Hard on the brakes now. Okay, so strategies all over the place. Dylan has gone for a medium tyre, 3/4 of a tank. Mocking Weeks has gone for 3/4 of a tank and a medium tyre. Mart has gone for a full tank and a hard tyre. How long have we got left? 30 minutes. Could make a set of hards last here, but they're going to be running slow. He's already lost a lot of time taking on board all that fuel, but these boys do have to stop again in front. And Mart has looked pretty quick. Let's just hope he can be as quick on the slower tyre, or somewhere near. Not let these two disappear on that slightly better compound. Again, they've still got to put a different compound on at some point. But it might be that these boys do 2 sets of mediums and a set of softs for the very last stint, which are only going to be about 10 minutes. And again, a fast tyre, but they take that second pit stop. Six seconds behind race leader at the minute, 6.2 for Mart. How much time does he lose on those harder tyres? Obi on the hard tyre as well. Fresh set mediums on for Apache. Fresh set of mediums on for Manny as well. It's Hoggy's gone for another set of mediums. Dazzler's gone mediums, and Pilgrim. I think Pilgrim's done. No tyres, no fuel, sitting in the pits. So Dylan leads now then, 2.8 seconds. Strategical move by him to take on a little bit less fuel and go for that medium tyre. He's lost a little bit more time there, Mark. Another second he's lost over Dylan. Now if that happens every lap, he only needs 25 laps to make enough gap to get in the pits and back out before Mark can overtake him. It's about 25 seconds, I think. Obi-Wan came in a couple of laps before everybody else, maybe just 1 lap before. Comes out back in 4th, but he picked up a bit of damage on the couple of laps previous to him coming into the pits, so he was running slow. He fell out of the fight for the top 3 with that little bit of damage. Comes out on that harder tyre, that slightly slower tyre as well. Apache and Manny still neck and neck though. Of Lexuses battling it out for 5th and 6th. Dazzler at 7th, all on his own at the minute. Same for It's Hoggy. Pilgrim definitely sitting this one out. Dylan stretching that lead then, 3.2 seconds ahead of Mocking Weeks, both on the same tyre. Wow. Mark losing more and more time here. That hard tyre may have not been the right choice for him. Again, we'll see later on in the race, but he is losing an awful lot of time since he's come out of the pits. Again, saying that, some of that time would have been the time taken to put the extra fuel in, so not actually too bad. Looks worse than it is. But has he got it right, strategic-wise? Apache and Manny have broken up a little bit, 1.5 seconds between those two now. Dazzler, another 6 seconds behind him. There is It's Hoggy, another nearly 8 seconds behind him, and we have physically lost a Pilgrim now. He's not even parked in the pits. Top two then, Nissan GTRs, medium tyres on for both. Both went for the 3/4 fuel option as well. Mart and Obi behind, both opting for that hard tyre for stint 2. Going for a full tank of fuel as well. So if they've planned that right, they might be able to see this race out on that fuel and that tyre combo. Avoiding that second pit stop, potentially. Closest battle on track at the minute is these pair, Manny and Apache. Still 1.5 seconds between those two. Lonely race for Dazzler, and it's Hoggy now. Dylan still squeezing a little bit of time over Mocking Weeks in second. That gap stretching to 3.4 seconds. Mart is now 8.8 seconds behind Mocking Weeks, 12 seconds behind race leader. Medium tyres just starting to show their wear now though. Won't be causing them any issues just yet. But in a lap or two's time, you'll just start to see the tail end stepping out as we have in the first stint. Through the S's for Obi then. So looking to go for that long stint as well with a full tank of fuel and the hard tyre. Coming down again between these two. Is it going to be enough for Manny to go for a move though? Quite within slipstream range. .2 seconds behind Apache. Both drivers onto the marbles. Stays about the same on the exit, still a second between them. A little bit quicker on the exit there for Manny. Almost gets that slipstream. Get a good exit out of the hairpin. Oh, not quite into the wall. Still outside of that slipstream range then as they head towards the S's. He's got to try it all again. How early they're putting on the power around these turns compared to the GR3s or the GR4s. Again, these cars react way better, absolutely covered in aero, as you can see, the front wing all canards and God knows, splitters and spoilers and you name it. React well to a bit of throttle around a corner, these. Not too much throttle though. At least Dazzler can just see Manny and Apache in his sights ahead, but A little bit out of the attack range at the minute. It's Hoggy. Can't see anybody. He really is out on his own at the moment. Oh, he's picked up a penalty through there as well. All four wheels slightly over that curb, maybe. That's a dent. Around the last turn for Dylan then. Stamp on the throttle. He's just picked up fastest lap on lap 15, 1:41.6. Bad corner there for Mockin. Car going to be a little bit slow. Won't benefit Mark too much. Those hard tyres won't allow him to close up, even with that damage on for Mockin. Obi-Wan's not been able to close up either. That gap stretched to 8.5 seconds between him and Martin third. Another 4.5 back to Apache. Manny falls a little bit further back again, 2 seconds away from Apache. Still 5 seconds back for Dazva. Still 9.5 back for It's Hoggy. Nobody next to each other on track at the minute then. Everyone just putting in their own little laps until they hit the pits again. Or have a terrible, terrible accident. Ooh. Manny trying to close that gap back up on Apache here. Closing up down towards that hairpin. Just picking up a slipstream off him. It's got to exit out of here though. Gets it, keeps it out of the wall. Keeps it below that slipstream range as well, so he is picking up a toe up this little straight before the S's. Needs to stick with him. Also pick up that toe on the start finish straight as well. So he won't be able to go for the overtake yet, but he will close up on Apache. Down to 0.7, being towed all the way along here as well. Down to 0.6. Brakes very slightly later than Apache, brings him a tiny bit closer, nice and tight through the apexes there as well. Oh, loses the tail a tiny bit on the exit. That gap opens back up again. Got to try it all again now, Manny. Still picking up a slipstream down here. Gap still at 0.7. Again, it yo-yos back up to about 0.9. It's all over the place between those two. They're actually closing up on Obi-Wan on his hard tyre. Oh, that's not helping. Oh, that's not helping either. Clattering off both walls there. No damage, luckily. Takes a little bit of paint off that car. Doesn't slow him down too much though. So let's see what's happening up front. Dylan now 5.6 seconds ahead of Mockin Weeks. Mockin Weeks now 16 seconds ahead of DIA 3SP Mart. lost a big chunk of time then on those hard tyres. Just under the half worn. Medium's looking about half worn, that front left tiny bit more worn than half. Still happy to race on it at the minute, these two. So 15 and a half minutes remaining. Different strategies been employed throughout the field. We've got drivers at the front, Dylan and Mockin, who've opted for a 3/4 of a tank stop and a set of mediums. Mart, on the other hand, although leading the race, dropped into the pits, came out the pits behind Mockin and Dylan, and he's gone full tank of fuel and a set of hard tyres. So he has been running a little bit slow since then due to the slightly slower tyre. It's Hoggy drops himself in the pits then. But if he's got this right, he hasn't got to take that second stop. Mockin Weeks and Dylan will need to come in the pits for fuel. Oof. Just under a quarter of a tank for the pair of them. Let's look at that, full half a tank on for Mart. Obi going for the same strategy, but he came in a couple of laps early, so potentially might have to dip in the pits for a little bit of fuel. We'll see though. 14 minutes left on the clock. Patchy just 3.5 seconds behind Obi as well. Dazzler through to 8th. Did Manny come in the pits? There is Manny. So Dazzler through to 6th then. No, Manny didn't come in the pits. He just had a terrible lap. 6 seconds, 7 seconds, wow. Work for him too then. It's Hoggy has been in the pit, so he's come out on his last set of tyres. Fresh set of softs on for him, which is going to try and make him last about 13.5 minutes. We'll see how he gets on with that. Apache comes in the pits this lap. Is he going to stick a set of softs on as well? Apache, Dazzler and Manny come in the pits. So there is 25 seconds between Mart and race leader. Is that Mart's race gone? Has he messed up his strategy, or is Dylan going to spend a little bit more time in that pits than expected? He's heading down towards pit lane now. Does he come in? Yes, he does. Oh, no, he doesn't. I thought he stayed out wide. He didn't. A little bit squirrely out of there. Mockin Weeks stays out as well. That'll probably be in the end of next lap. Mockin probably for certain. His tank flashing red. Dylan's also flashing red. Mart in the pits then. What's he doing here? Is he just going for tyres? Leaving a little bit of fuel? Yes, leaving that fuel in. He's going for racing softs for the last 12 minutes, 11.5 minutes. He sticks a set of softs on. Right out behind Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan on the hard tyre. Mark should make short work of him, as long as he can make those tyres last. But a long way off the top two now. Dylan finds himself with a half a second penalty. That won't upset his race too much. He has got 7.5 seconds ahead of Mockin Weeks. is Mockin. Again, both drivers should be in the pits at the end of this lap. No guarantee though. Dylan down towards pit entrance. What does he do? He does come in the pits. He gets it. He's got it all wrong. He's got it absolutely nightmarish on the way into the pits. Mocking week's not much better. Okay, Mark already passed Obi. Oh, a long shot, in fact. Heading down towards the pits now then, Mark. Soft tyres on already. Enough fuel to finish this one. Dylan gets released. Still got that half a second penalty. Mockin comes out 5.7 seconds behind him. Mart, unfortunately, 28 seconds down. What? Oh, no, he's not. No, he's not. Come on, sort yourself out, clock. 8.3 seconds behind him. But yeah, soft tyres on for the front two. Dylan having to lose that penalty just there, but again, that won't put too much of a dent in his race. He's got enough time between himself and Mockin Weeks. Nine and a half minutes remaining. Mart closing up on Mockin a little bit. 7.5 seconds behind him. Can he make the NSX work for this last stint? Obi then on that hard tyre. Hasn't worked out for him. Couple of mistakes on the worn mediums cost him a little bit of time. He was battling in the top three. And then just a couple of little mistakes once those tyres got a tiny bit worn. Made him pick up some damage, slowed him down a little bit. Dylan, Mockin and Mart just escaped a little bit. Mockin making up a tiny bit of time on Dylan due to that penalty loss. Mart, unfortunately, not made any more time up on Mockin. Couple of tenths. Running out of time. He's almost got to do a second a lap if he's going to try and close up on Mockin. I don't think that's going to work. Could be wrong though. NSX has looked pretty quick here tonight. He's still taking chunks out of Mockin Week's time. There's Obi. So still in the NSX, but on that hard tyre, half-worn hard tyre as well. He's not going to come in the pits again, Obi. Patchy out on his softs. 11.5 seconds behind Obi. Big gap back to Manny now then, 6.1 seconds to him. It's Hoggy just 2.7 seconds behind him in 7th. Dragging Dazzler along for the ride as well. So a few drivers actually getting a little bit closer together before the end of this race. But not this man. He's keeping everybody as far away as possible. 5 seconds ahead of Mockin. There goes Dylan. There goes Mockin. Mart 8.6 seconds behind Mockin. So he's lost a little bit of time then. About a second to Mockin. Maybe pushed it a tiny bit too hard through one of these turns. He has managed to regain fastest lap though, 140.6. So has managed to get it under the 141s. I don't think Dylan managed to do that. He's looking good to win the race. 6 minutes left. Everyone's pretty much in the positions they're going to finish in, I think. Nobody's very close, not enough where they can have any kind of battle. It's all down to the mistakes you're going to make now. Ooh, excuse me, tired today, peeps. He's not stretched that lead out anymore. Still 4.9 seconds between him and Mockin Weeks. Again, same car, same tyre, same fuel. So very similar. No offence, Mockin, but Dylan is usually the faster driver out of the two. Mark not able to make up any more time on Mockin. Lost another second to him. A little more wear on those softs for him though than there is on for Mockin Weeks and Dylan. Five minutes remaining then. Should be good, Obi. Apache is closing up on him a little bit, but his soft tyres aren't going to allow him to push too hard. Plenty of wear showing on those. Same for Manny, another 5.5 seconds behind him. It's Huggy is getting a little bit close to him though, just 1.1 seconds behind. Can he retake that position before the end of the race? Through the S's. It to less than a second on the exit of that final turn. Just dings into the wall though, slows him right down again. Dazzler's not too far off the back of them either, just 2.4 seconds. Any mistakes from those drivers then could allow positions to be swapped. 3.5 minutes. Dazzler actually closing up on It's Huggy. I think It's Huggy's soft tyres. He did come in quite early for those. They're very, very worn. Probably slowing down on those corners like these, the hairpin where he's just got to take his time on that front left. He's going to want to push him out wide all the time. Manny comes in the pits then. Oh, he's out of fuel. Sticking on a set of tyres as well, taking on a little blib of fuel. Dylan finds himself with another half a second penalty. Again, shouldn't make too much of a dent. He's still 5.7 seconds ahead of Mockin. Still got 10 seconds over Mart. Fair play though, you know, Mark's been in the pits twice. Has he? Yeah. Stuck the hard tyre on to try and win the rest of this race, but was just losing a little bit too much time, I think. Opted to come in, kept the fuel, just stuck on a fresh set of softs, and went for a blast for the final stint. Obi went for the same strategy, but then stopped and left the hard tyres on. Going to run to the end on those. So 1.5 minutes left then. One more lap depending where you are on track. Let's have a look. Where's Dylan? Here he is. Yeah, this will be it. This will be final lap for everyone. Mock-in makes up a teeny bit of time, about half a second on Dylan. Again, he has just lost his penalty as Dylan, and it was about half a second, so that marries up, doesn't it? Mark Soft's really showing the way now. Again, just came in a lap or two earlier than Dylan and Mock-in. Wasn't to be though. Took qualifying, had pole, led for the first stint, but went for that hard tyre full tank option, which allowed Mock-in and Dylan to overtake him. He's not been able to put the pressure back on him, unfortunately. The same for Obi. I've got proper tyres today, peeps. Here we go then, Dylan. Losing a little bit of time to Mock-in again, but still 3.2 seconds ahead of him. Just the S's to go then for Dylan. Last turn coming up. And it's all the way down to the line. It's the win in the bag for Dylan. Round 3 is his for the taking. Weeks not too far behind in the end at all, 3 seconds. Mart just hitting that final turn. 12 seconds behind in the end. Out of fuel, tyres absolutely blown out as well. The next man across the line is going to be Obi-Wan. Again, sticking with those hard tyres for that final stint. Oh, just catching him out a little bit there though. Takes his time around those last few turns. Just stamp it to the line now then. 4th place for Obi. Patchy into that final turn. Little flash of the lights then from Apache. 5th place for him. Just see Dazzler coming through in the background. Losing a penalty. Picks up, taking 6th. It's Hoggy. What happened? He found a wall somewhere. The tyre front left has absolutely given out on him. He's found a wall somewhere. Takes 7th though. Manny backwards across the line. Fresh set of tyres on. No fuel. And 8th position. And we lost a Pilgrim. There he is. Dylan taking that top spot. Yeah, that was an interesting one. That was an interesting one. Would have been nice if those top 3 had kept the same strat, or maybe even the top 4 with Obi as well. If they'd have all kept the same strat and kept together, that would have been some real good fighting throughout there. But it wasn't to be. Different strategies mean they fell apart a little bit. A couple of incidents, wall drags and things like that, wing bangs that just slowed everyone down. But some decent racing nonetheless. Yeah. There you go. Round 3 in the bag. I know it says round 2 on screen there, but they're lying. It's not. It's round 3. But yeah, that's it from me tonight, people. Some decent racing in that one. I'm back again on Saturday night at 8 o'clock for the next instalment of the Just for Fun Driving Club Nürburgring Nordschleife session. And then Sunday night, same time, same place next week for the next round back at Tokyo. For the next round of this. Yeah, put the wrong tyre on in his first pit. Yes, he did. Yeah, so we're back at Tokyo next week in these again. So come back and check those out if you want to. Obviously, not this track, a different track. But come and check them out on Sunday nights. Again, usually some good driving in this lobby. But yeah, Saturday nights at 8 o'clock and Sunday nights at 9 o'clock. That's what we've got coming up. Outside of that, people, that's pretty much it from me. I hope you've liked what you watched. If you have, do all the things, click all the stuff. You know what to do. Most of all, what I want you to do is tell your mates and tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.